Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I am going to discuss about the categorical feature selection using chi-square test. So this feature selection I am going to cover in two parts. In the first part I am going to use the SciPy library where I am going to use the chi2 contingency function to perform the chi-square test. In the part 2 I am going to use the sklearn library to perform the feature selection. So let's understand what is the chi-square test first. Then we will perform the feature selection with the help of SciPy library. So I have some variable. This is my categorical variable and this is the population. This is the population. If we want to check that how closely my categorical variable with this particular population. Okay, I selected some samples. Okay, and in the samples I have this particular categorical variable, one categorical variable. So if we want to check that whether my categorical variable have a same type of the distribution that we have in the population, how we can check that? That we can check with the help of goodness of fit. Goodness of fit, that is a part of the chi-square test. So chi-square test are the two types. First one is your goodness of fit, second one is your test of independence. Test of independence. So goodness of it is that how closely my data is with this particular population, and the test of independence, I have the two categorical variable A and B, and if we want to check the relationship whether they are independent or whether they are dependent, that we can check with the help of test of independence. It means I selected these two samples from this particular population. So we have to check that both are the samples are independent or dependent. That we can check with the help of test of independence. So this particular technique we can use in the feature selection. This particular technique. How we can use that? Let's check. So for that, what we used to do, as you know, the chi-square test is a statistical test. Okay, so that use the hypothesis testing. So what would be the hypothesis? Null hypothesis would be there is no relationship between the variable. We have two variable A and B. So null hypothesis would be there is a no relationship, and H1, or we can say HA, alternate hypothesis. Alternate hypothesis would be there is a relationship between the A and B. How we can check this particular thing? How we can verify? With the help of p-value. If our p-value is less than 0.05, right, as you know, this is the distribution of the data we have. If the p-value is 0.05, it means this is the confidence interval, 95%. If p-value lie in this particular region, then we will accept the H1, and if the p-value lie in this particular region, it means p-value is greater than 0.05, then we will accept the H0, right? So this way we can perform the hypothesis testing to perform the feature selection. So that we can get with the help of SciPy library. In the SciPy library we create the hypothesis testing. Let's check how we can perform the feature selection with the help of SciPy library. For that I am gonna import these particular required libraries. Here I am going to import the loan data set. This is the output of the loan data set. If you see here, this is the output variable loan status. Here credit history in the form of numerical, right? So we can convert into the categorical because the credit history will have the two unique value, 1 or 0, right? So if you see here, all those variables which are marked with the object, those are your categorical variables. So we have to convert these categorical variable into the numerical if we will use this sklearn library. But here I am gonna use the SciPy library. So I will use the hypothesis testing. Here I am going to drop all the null values, then dropping the loan ID column, which is not required because this has the IDs, it means unique values. Now I am going to convert these numerical to categorical. If you see here, credit history 0 and 1, right? So for that I am going to use yes and no. Now it is converted. Here I am going to import the required libraries for the chi-square hypothesis testing. So if you see here I am gonna use the chi2 contingency method. So this method would require the contingency table output. So how do we create the contingency table? So in the contingency table, okay, it is basically a tally of the count between the two or more categorical variables, right? These are the two categorical variables, and if we want to find some relation how they are distributed with the help of count, we can get with the help of contingency table. If you see here, right, it means how many female which have a lone status no, right? Total no is this particular count, but how many females we have? 32. And how many males? 116. So this type of the relation we can get with the help of cross table or the contingency table. This contingency table we will use in this particular method. So let's check. Let's create a one variable. Here I am gonna use this particular method, and this method will require the contingency table. If you see here, observed value. So here same thing I am gonna do. I am going to use the contingency method. This method will provide me the p value. Let me run it. So this will have the two output. So first will be your chi-square2 statistics, and second is your p value. Now you can see this p value we can use to check whether our gender have a relationship with the lone status or not. If you see here, I am getting 0.199, right? If you see here, this is coming in this particular region, blue region. If it is coming in the blue region, we will accept the null hypothesis. It means there is a no relationship. Now we will use all the categorical features, right? So for that, let me create a one variable where I will store all the variables which are the object. It means all the column name I am storing here. Here I am storing all the column name except the output variable. Now I am going to apply the for loop. If you see here I use only one variable. If I will use all the variable, then I have to pass it as a variable. Then we will use the different features, this particular column name using the for loop. Here I am using the I, okay, and this particular I we can replace with this column name, right? So that same thing I am gonna do. I am creating a one list here, chi result, where I am storing all our output. It means this particular output I am gonna store it. So I am gonna append with this particular output, reject the null hypothesis. If our p value less than this particular output, then we will reject the null by using the if else condition. So all the output will be stored in this particular list. Let me run it. Then if you see, all the output are stored here. So here I am going to create a one data frame. In the data frame I am gonna use two columns, cat features and hypothesis. In the hypothesis I am going to use this particular output, and in the cat features I am going to use this particular column name. So I will get this particular output. So by using this you can get which feature will be accepted or which feature will not be accepted. So this way we can select the features. So now I am going to use if we have the multiple classes in the feature. If you see here, this has the three classes, right? So in that case our cross tabulation, it means contingency table, will be like this, and our chi2 contingency method will provide me this particular output. Okay, so 0 and 1 will be your p value and the statistics. So we can use this particular things, right? Here we have already used, if you see, right, directly we have used. But what is the problem we have? Because if we will use this particular output, what would be the problem we will get? Because if you see here, if we have the multiple classes within the category, we would not be able to easily tell which class of the feature, right? If you see here, there are the three classes, right? So which class of the feature are responsible for the relationship, right? If the chi-square table is larger than 2 by 2, if we have 3 by 2 table, right? So in that case we will not be able to tell which class is responsible for the relationship. If we want to check that which class is responsible for the relationship, right? So this we can also use, but if we want to check that which class is responsible, right, that would be more beneficial for me, and that will provide me more insights in the relationship. So that's why we want to go more inside the relationship. So how we can do that? For that we can use the dummy variable, right? We can, as you know, by using the dummy variable we can create a 3 column. So here this is the output of the dummy variable. Here I am using the property area and the loan status. Loan status is as it is, okay, and the property area I created a 3 column by using the dummy variable. If you don't know about the dummy variable, please check out my dummy variable video. So here we have created the 3 columns. So by using this particular column, we can get which column is more responsible for the relationship. Now I am gonna create contingency table, and same thing I am gonna use the chi-square2 contingency method. Same thing. This will provide me the p-value. But if you see here, what is the problem again we have? If you see here, earlier we were using the confidence interval 0.05, right? But what is the problem if we have the multiple classes? If we have the 3 classes in our data set, right, A, B, C, 3 classes, in that case we have to use the confidence interval 0.05 divided by 3. So it means 0.0167. So we have to use this confidence interval. Earlier we were using 0.05, but if we have the multiple variable, then we will use confidence interval 0.05 divided by number of the classes. Number of the classes. If we have 3 classes, we will divide by the 3. If we have 4 classes, we will divide by the 4. So same thing I am gonna do here. If you see here, so here what I am going to do, I am going to create a one dictionary. In this dictionary I will store all these particular output, right? So first I am going to use the cat features, these particular features, okay. So I will first I will create the dummy variable. Same thing, first I will create the dummy variable, then I will create the contingency table, then I will create the chi2 contingency method. So first I have to create a dummy variable for all the features, all these features, okay. Now I have created dummy variable for the features in the first for loop. Then I will use the p-value divided by number of the classes of all the features. This will provide me 2. Same thing for the property area, I will get 3. So by in this particular thing, right, no unique value, I will get the number, how many classes we have in the feature. Then we will divide the 0.05 by that particular value. So this part is completed. Now in the second loop, I will create the contingency table, okay, and then I will create the chi2 contingency method. So this method will provide me the p-value. So that p-value we can compare with the help of this particular adjusted p-value for each of the features. So this way we can get this particular output. So why in this particular output we can say that which class of the feature is more responsible for the relationship, right? If you see here, all those features which are accepted will not have a relationship, right, and those are rejected will have the relationship. So this way we can get the feature selection with the help of SciPy library. In my next video I will use the sklearn library to perform the feature selection. So that's it from my side for today. I hope you will like this video. If you will like, please share with your friends and colleagues and subscribe my channel. If you will like, please hit the like button, and if you have any question or query, please mention in the comment section. I will try to answer all of your queries. Thank you.